What's up, everybody? You're watching the official South Central Baddies Aftershow, only on Damien After Dark. I'm so excited to have you here, where we're going to be recapping the most explosive and best moments of the episode. And this is season 4, episode 5 for those who are watching. This is not the official episode. This is just the after show, like I said, where we do a recap. Some people come here looking for the full episode, but unfortunately for you, it's not that if you're looking for that. Before we begin, make sure you get subscribed by clicking the subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right below this video down there. Also, turn on your post notifications so you never miss a beat. Also, press the thumbs up button and like this video to support the channel. I would really appreciate that. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, in the description box below will be ways that you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and I will also add my Amazon wish list for those that would like to take that route. Last but not least, join the conversation and share your opinion about this episode. I'd love to hear what you have to say, whose side you're on, and all that good stuff. I'm a little late on this after show. The episode aired Sunday. This will probably be posted on a Wednesday, so I'm a few days behind, but I appreciate everybody bearing with me. For those who are interested in these recaps, been a little exhausted. Also, if any of you watched the Baddies East after show, you'll know Sunday night we did like a 6-hour live. I think maybe like 7 people stayed on the whole live, the entire 6 hours. I mean, we had more than 7 people on the live, but I mean the entire 6.5 hours. I think it was like 7 specific people that stayed on it. But I had to take I had to take a few days off from filming. I was just like exhausted from work, from filming, from just everything. Anyway, with that being said, hope everyone is doing great. I hope you're having a great holiday. Yeah, let's get into this episode. So this episode didn't have as much fighting as they typically do. We did get to see more dialogue than we normally do, little things like that, just some little snickering, some little back and forths. We didn't really see a lot of fighting. Now, we got some, but we just didn't see a ton of it, okay? So, one of the first things that I have noted is just about something that Isaiah had said, which was that Ivory came in this house running the house, and just like she did on his last show, which I didn't watch his last show with Ivory that Ivory was on, so I don't know. But I think she's running this house, and I imagine if she's running this house, she probably did the last show she was on too. So I have to take Isaiah's word for that. But I mean, it seems like it for the most part. And when I say running the house, I guess I just mean so like she's the one that seems like is in the most fights and is winning most of those fights, like best fighter overall, in my opinion. I think so. I think I'd give it to Ivory. Y'all think Ivory runs the show? Let me know in the comments what y'all think. I'd love to hear y'all's opinions on that. Litty is talking to one of the girls, and she says that she doesn't want a repeat from last season. As she's holding her hand in a cast, by the way. She doesn't want a repeat of all the fighting from last season, but she's holding her hand in a cast. The irony of it all. She wants to have some fun. She said, she doesn't want to do the same old fighting. She wants to have some fun. My thing is, I don't know, sis. We're 5 episodes in, and I don't think y'all really had any fun. It's just been, the nonstop confrontations, Now, Lolly says some of us have talents and want to showcase that, and it's not all about fighting. And I agree 100%. I think some of these girls, yeah, they can fight. Yeah, the drama's nice and they like to fight. But I think some of these girls, they want to do more things. They want to go out. They want to go out to the club. They want to go out for dinners. They want to go out and shop. They want to go out and do other things besides just stay in the house and fight 24/7. But I feel like Isaiah has a different idea in mind. I don't feel like Isaiah really cares about them doing any of that other stuff. He only really cares about the central conflict that's happening in the house and the fights that are happening between the women. Hell, I think y'all might as well just put him in a boxing ring and you just start your own women's UFC organization or league or whatever you call it. If this is what we're gonna do. Because at this point, I'm agreeing with the girls when they're saying, you know, I don't want this to be just nonstop fighting. I want to go out and do things, right? Now apparently something happens off camera that we don't get to see, and also throughout this entire episode, a lot of things happen off camera that the girls are talking about that we don't see, and I'm just like, these seem like some of the most explosive moments are happening off camera. But apparently Litty and Jayla had decided to sit down and talk about some of the issues that they had had. That ended up resulting in a fight. Jayla went, took a shower, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And for some reason, she jumped out of the shower naked and wanted to fight Litty. I don't know if she was in the shower naked, thinking about, you know, whatever their issues were, and all of a sudden wanted to fight. I don't know if she was in the shower and Litty was screaming at her from the shower. I don't know what the situation was because we didn't get to see it, obviously. But they were talking about that, but the cameras weren't up. Now, Jayla, she calls Litty a big black grizzly bear at one point. She saw that got on top of her. That's what she said. She's like, you're a big black grizzly bear that got on top of me. And I'm just like, my thing is, what does her being black have to do with it? You know, you can say, okay, oh, you're a bigger girl and you're jumping on top of me. But when you say big black, it just kind of, your message kind of gets lost in the colorism of it all. Because you're a light-skinned girl, Jayla. And what it seems to me is that you think you're prettier or you're better because you're light-skinned, based off these comments that you're making. I just don't think it's a good look. I think it's ugly. I think it's gross. And you look like a fool. Let's just be real. You look like a fool in this moment. Did y'all see how Litty was sweating that damn wig off? No, but for real, she had like sweat all over her forehead. I don't know if it was the lights in the confessional studio. I don't know what it was, but I felt sorry for her. I'm like, somebody get Litty a fan or wipe her forehead. Do y'all not see that as y'all are filming her? What did y'all think about that fight between Litty and Jayla? Let's talk about it. What did y'all think about that fight? Because Litty got to stomping her in her Air Force One. Litty said, I'm stomping her in my Air Force Ones. That part was the key. I like that. But what did y'all think about that? Because in my opinion, and I agree, Litty says this later, and Pressure says it actually. Pressure says it, and then Litty says it later. But Pressure tells Litty, you were sparing her. And I agree, because I'm like, Litty had her on the ground. She threw a couple licks at her, and she stomped her a couple times. But if she really wanted to stomp her in her Air Force Ones, like if she really wanted to stomp her out, she could have, and she didn't. I feel like she took it easy on old girl, because old girl was just laying there in the floor, like I don't know what she was doing, Jayla, laying there in the floor. But that mouth was writing checks that ass couldn't cash. I mean, big checks. Because you laying there in the floor like a helpless victim, but you talking all that rah, 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 rah. Now, Jayla is pissed and upset because she's got this black eye. And she's yelling at Isaiah. She's yelling at security. She's blaming it on security. And, she goes up to security at one point, and we see her say, look at my black eye. Look what y'all let her do. Blah, blah, blah. And they tell her, no, you let a bitch hit you in the face. They're like, we couldn't help that you all up in this girl's face cussing at her. You let her hit you in the face. And I feel like that's your problem, Jayla. It's your mouth. A lot of these girls, including even like on Baddies East and South Central Baddies here both, y'all got a lot of bark, but y'all ain't got much bite. Did y'all notice how Jayla tried to pull a Bad Girls Club and go grab somebody's luggage who she thought was going to be Liddy's luggage, but it turned out it was Savannah's or somebody else's, and we see Ivory have to stop her and tell her, look, no, don't do that, don't do that. But I'm like, uh-oh. I was kind of wanting Jayla to do it. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, that's a smart move, Jayla. Let's stir it up a little bit. Let's do a Bad Girls Club move. Let's shake the motherfucking house up and throw their clothes over the motherfucking thing, you know? If I was a producer, I would have told Ivy, or not Ivy, Ivory. If I was a producer, I would have told Ivory, get back, leave her alone, let her do her thing, let her do her thing. You know, as long as she wasn't destroying the property, you know, you can throw it over a balcony or something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now Liddy, Savannah, and Pressure, they're all in a room together with the door shut, talking they shit, you know. I think they're my favorite so far, if I had to choose. Coming in as a new viewer 5 episodes in, I think I like Liddy, Pressure, and of course, like I told y'all at the beginning, I knew Savannah before watching South Central Baddies because I saw her on Hollywood Divas. I've been following her on Instagram, that type of thing. So I've been following Savannah, but I think those 3 are my favorites. Anyway, they're in the room with the door shut while Jayla is outside, and she's, you know, hollering, cussing, screaming at Liddy. Liddy's hollering back at her, but she wants to get in the room with Liddy, but the door's shut and security won't let her in. And it's driving Jayla crazy at this point. She's going off, you know, on security, on Isaiah. She's pissed about her eye and about being stomped out, and she wants to try and get her lick back at this point. But I'm just like, Jayla, you're trying to get your lick back, sweetheart. And from what we just saw and how Liddy stomped you out in her Air Force Ones, just let it go at this point, because, I mean, she gonna stomp your ass every time. There is no competition, really. In my eyes, I don't think there's really any competition. We're gonna have to watch y'all fight 50 times, because Liddy gonna whoop your ass every time, and you gonna want to go and get your lick back every time, and we just ain't got time for it, nor do we want to see it. Okay? Now, in Jayla's defense, Zeus Network Security would have had that shit snatched up real quick before Liddy would have ever been able to got Jayla on the ground and stumped her out in her Air Force Ones. Okay? Zeus Network Security would have had that shit broke up real quick. Now, I can give them that. Because Jayla is right. NowThatsTv Security did. Now, when it comes to the slap or the punch in the face or whatever, I don't know. But when it comes to that part where Liddy was there and had Jayla on the ground and was stomping on her and hit her, security was sitting back and letting her do it, you know? As they do most of these fights. I mean, that's nothing new with NowThatsTV. 5 episodes in as a new viewer watching, to me, it seems like the security sits back and lets them get their licks in, lets them fight for the most part, which I do appreciate, because coming from Zeus, where I see them break up the fight every single time. But I think it's different when somebody's on the ground, you know. I think it needs to be broken up at that point, maybe, because when you got them on the ground, you're stomping on them. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about it. What do y'all think? Y'all think security should have stepped in sooner when it comes to that fight between Liddy and Jayla? Or do you think they should continue to let them fight it out? Apparently, another off-camera moment that we missed was Pressure approaching Jayla about damaging Liddy's hand, because the whole reason Liddy's hand is in a cast is because of the fight that she had with Jayla, and Jayla did that to her hand. So Pressure addresses her about it and pops her in the face. We don't get to see that moment. I'm like, where's the cameraman at? Aren't y'all getting paid for this? Like, what the fuck? We need y'all rolling. Come on, we need a 24/7 crew. And where has Jayla been the whole season? Has she been here since episode 1? Because I feel like I ain't never seen her. Like, I feel like this is the first episode we're really getting to see this girl. If she's been here, she's really been fading in the background the whole time. Now, we start to see Jayla become unhinged throughout the whole episode, because production plays these back-to-back moments where she's threatening to kill Liddy's family, her friends, you know, multiple times she brings this up. You know, in real life, I got GUNS and I will KILLU, and your family, and I'm spelling it out because YouTube doesn't like those words, just so y'all know. And it's just ridiculous at this point. It's like, grow up, Jayla, grow up. How old are you? Come on now. Really? First of all, you ain't gonna KILL nobody. And if you want to be that stupid, go right a motherfucking head, because your ass is gonna end up in prison for the rest of your life looking stupid over some internet beef. Let it go, sis. Let it the fuck go. Stop the empty-handed threats before you really get your ass handed to you by one of these girls, because they already done stumped you out in the Air Force Ones. Don't get dog walked. She don't stop. She continues, as we see throughout the episode, up until like 3 a.m. in the morning, where she's outside of Litty and Pressure in Savannah's room, you know, screaming, talking about, you know, I want to get my lick, I want to get my fade in, come on, whatever the fuck she was saying. And I laughed so hard when Litty was going off on her, because Litty was like, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to fight right now. Cameras aren't even up, you fucking idiot. Leave me the fuck alone. And Jayla's like, cameras are up, because Litty had her door shut. Litty had her door shut and she couldn't see that cameras were rolling. So she just thought, you know, Jayla was keeping this shit going all night after cameras were down. But Litty was even telling her, I don't want to fight. And I'm like, Jayla, respect that. When somebody tells you they don't want to fight, let it go, sweetheart. Go to bed. But she can't get over the fact that she got stomped out in somebody's Air Force Ones on TV. Did y'all see? I don't know. I can't ever think of the girl's name who was throwing water at the cameraman in production. Did y'all see that? The one who was like, y'all want a show? You want a show? I'll give you a show. I can't think of her name. I don't really care for her. But either way, we saw that, and we saw how Litty I like Litty a lot. I don't know. Like, seems like she'd whoop your ass, but she seems like she's humble and level-headed for the most part, because she told that girl, which I can't think of her name, you know, stop throwing water at production. Stop taking your anger and your frustrations out on them. They didn't do anything to you. And I agree with that. I feel like in reality TV, I can't stand when someone either attacks production, throws something at them, or they say, get the camera out of my face, stop fucking following me. They push the camera. I can't stand any of that, because in reality TV, you're supposed to act like the cameramen, the producers. All that does not exist. All that does not exist. Do not look in the camera. Don't address it. Don't push it. Don't do any of that. And these people are just there to do a job. And I just don't like when they're being disrespected at all. One thing I did notice is that Lolly mentioned that it was day 2. And I'm like, day 2? We're 5 episodes in and it's only day 2? I'm like, what the... Sorry, y'all, when I get up here and I get to talking for an extended period of time, my mouth gets so dry. I think it's a combination of these vapes, too. I don't know, the talking and the vaping, maybe it just dries my mouth out, but I get so thirsty. So they were getting ready for the photo shoot. Y'all see that in tonight's episode, and Knuckles and Cash, they were twerking. Cash had the blonde wig on, which I thought she looked really pretty in, because we know her forehead, or her hairline starts like back here, and it's such an awful look, Cash. And I actually like you, Cashmere. I really do. I fuck with you, but when Cash ain't got something on her head, she looks awful. And I'm just being real. And that's so terrible to say. I hope they don't come off as bullying, but she had this blonde wig on, as we saw in the episode, as she's getting ready for the photo shoot, and her and Knuckles were twerking, and they were having fun. And I'm like, I like seeing this side of the girls when they're getting along and they're having fun and they're bonding. Like, don't get me wrong, the fighting is entertaining and stuff, but we need to have like a balance. so we can be taken on a journey and a ride while we're watching these shows. It just feels like this show is just like one note, which is fighting. There's no diversity really. Now we also find out, and the third thing that happens this episode that's off camera that we don't see is that Fly Nye runs up on China with a plastic bag full of ice and slaps her with it. And could you imagine the pain and how pissed off you would be if a bitch ran up on you and slapped you with the motherfucking ice pack? Bitch, I would be ready to burn the whole motherfucking house down. That had to hurt. And then it's cold too. Ooh, you gonna need an ice pack after that. Poor China, she has just been beat, bludgeoned, bruised, battered. All the B's that you can think of, it's been done to China. Black eye, busted lip, bruised face, everything. Like I said, a lot of the best moments are happening off camera. And a lot of these girls are fighting before this photo shoot with full glam on, wigs on, and we see some of the girls and even the little gay hairstylist in Savannah, they're trying to tell the girls, like, look, let's at least stop fighting now, because what was happening is cameras are not up. A lot of times cameras aren't rolling while the girls are getting ready, and these girls are fighting and they're missing the footage. So people are saying that on camera. They're like, look, y'all, we got to quit fighting because we're not really filming right now and we're missing all the action and we're having to pull cameras up last minute to get the aftermath. Like, this shit just don't make sense. We're wasting time. And I agree. I mean, y'all need to, any of your beefs, any of your drama, any of your fights, keep it on camera so we can, China's so pissed at this point, she says she's about to start playing dirty with these bitches. Litty, we see her talking to Monet at one point towards the end of the episode, and she says that Hood Baby has been sleeping in the bathroom, which I found interesting. Apparently that's something that was common that she did in her previous shows that she did for NowThatsTv, but I mean, to me, that's just giving druggy, allegedly. Because my experience with people who go in the bathroom for a long, extended period of time. Now, one time, somebody does that one time, two times, they probably either sick or they just, they got a boo-boo real bad and they got diarrhea or something. I don't know. But if you one of these people who you just be in the bathroom for a long period of time or you sleeping in the bathroom, half the time you getting high. That's just from my experience being around people. Now, I'm not saying that maybe Hood Baby just likes to sleep in the bathroom. I don't know, but why would you want to sleep in the bathroom where people piss and shit? That just doesn't make any sense to me. In a house that y'all are sharing, like, bitch, if I gotta get up at 2 a.m. to take a piss, or I gotta take a shit, and you in here asleep in the bathtub, like, the fuck? No, get up, ho. Go sleep on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Now, Litty also says that Jayla only wants to, which I found this interesting. She said that Jayla only wants to fight her so bad to redeem herself from last season, because apparently last season the fans said that Jayla was very quiet and boring. And so I don't know. Y'all tell me, how was Jayla last season? And are you seeing a different Jayla this season? Do y'all feel like she's trying to redeem herself, or do y'all feel like you're seeing the same Jayla from previous seasons? Because I haven't watched anything else that Jayla has been on. Now we get to the end of the episode and we see that 3 new girls are coming into the house. Nina, Billy, and Sweet Dreams are their names. And I'm just like, 3 new girls? Why do we need 3 new girls? Like, don't we already have 27? Girls? Like, why do we need to make it 30 girls or however many girls? I thought I heard something. However many girls we got, I just don't understand. I just don't understand why we need more girls. I don't. Y'all want more? Like, how big is this house y'all staying in? One of those girls coming in apparently already has issues with Cash. She comes in and she wants to fight Cash off the bat because Cash said something about her dead mother, and I'm just like, these girls and their patterns of talking about dead mothers, mothers that are living, children, family in general. I'm like, y'all, damn. Y'all coming in and wanting to fight already? Whatever happened to hello? How are you? How you been? My name is... Shit. Anyway, we'll see more of the new girl facing off with Cash on next week's episode. If you want to come back and recap that episode with me, make sure you subscribe and stay locked into all things Damien After Dark by turning on your post notifications as well. Make sure you support the channel by liking this video, by clicking the thumbs up button right below this video. If you would like to also donate to the channel by showing your support, you can donate in the description box below. You can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle. I will also put my Amazon wish list for those who want to take that route instead. Also, join the conversation and leave me your thoughts and opinions on this episode, because I would love to hear from you on what you thought about it all. And whose side are you on? Especially when it comes to Litty versus Jayla. That was the central fight this episode. Are you Team Litty or are you Team Jayla? And do you think Jayla is acting like a whole new person this season because of what the fans have said about her on her previous seasons being quiet and boring? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you all for tuning in to another South Central Baddies After Show. If you're into Baddies East on the Zeus Network, tune into the Baddies East After Show live each and every Sunday night on Damien After Dark at 10/9 Central. I love you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.